Welcome to Second Take, the show that focuses on the issues behind the news. Mining Weekly editor Martin Creamer joins me today to unpack the latest news in the mining industry. Welcome, Martin.
Thanks, Ashni.
Now, Copper360 is expected to produce quite a bit of cash by the financial year end.
You know, we can see that Northern Cape is well endowed, and it's well endowed with copper. And when you look at the pace at which Copper360's moved, you can see that they are relying a lot on history. You know, other miners were there, the copper price fell, they closed the mines. You now have Copper360 moving in there, taking over those old mines, doing new drilling, finding that there's so much more copper than they thought, so much more copper than has in the data. We also have Orion, you know, moving around the Northern Cape, finding the assets, also from a brownfield point of view. So we had a very big advantage here having got that history. And you can see that they're talking about, you know, quite a bit of cash rolling in. And that's fast for a company like that, a junior company that one normally thinks is going to move very slowly, but they're moving very fast.
And tell us, why is the Reserve Bank concerned about the decline of public markets a welcome development?
You know, I think that there hasn't been enough public sector concern about the fact that the Johannesburg Stock Exchange shrinks year after year after year. This is a very important institution. You know, it's a reflection on our economy. And when you see now that the Reserve Bank is suddenly concerned about this, you realize that perhaps, you know, National Treasury was too lax. You know, perhaps the Financial Services Conduct Authority said, it, you know, it's fine. It's not fine. And so we need to look at that, because when you see the volume of pension fund and provident fund money in there, you realize this is a big social aspect as well. It is a problem elsewhere in the world, so it's not going to be easy to fix. We know that the Johannesburg Stock Exchange itself has done a lot. You know, can it do much more? But if we look at the policy side of it, you know, there needs to be a lot of attention given there to make sure that this Johannesburg Stock Exchange doesn't shrink any further, because it is a great mirror of the South African economy. And the fact that, you know, so many secondary listings are there now, 60% of the market capitalization of that exchange is foreign companies. Now, those foreign companies employ people outside the country. They don't employ people in South Africa that are normally involved with stock exchange activity, which means that, you know, we're not even going for the full employment complement that we could. So I'm very, very glad, you know, that the Reserve Bank has stated that it is concerned, it will look into it, and hopefully something comes of it.
Lastly, tell us about the 15-year deal between Air Products and TotalEnergies.
You know, TotalEnergies and Air Products, they're two very big companies, they're two very big groups. I think that TotalEnergies has got like 130 countries that it's involved with. And when these two clinch a deal on green hydrogen, you know, it's very, very important, because so much can come of it in so many places. And they both genuinely committed to this, but they both genuinely see that the pace of this needs to be speeded up. This is good for South Africa, because when you see green hydrogen, you think platinum group metals. We need to really get our platinum group metals going. Those prices are not where they should be. And that affects like 200,000 people here. You know, if you look at the employment situation in a bigger picture, and the knock-on effects and everything it has, we have ourselves started to do a few things. You know, you can go to Midrand, and there you will find a refueling station, and they can give you green hydrogen. So it's a good start for a country of our size. Obviously, it's got to get more attention around hubs that you can develop. So that Midrand will be a hub. You know, you've got the BMW active there. The BMW hydrogen cars can pull up there, but it must be seen as a start. You must be looking where else can you have hubs, because South Africa also needs to do things in this space. It is the future. You see it moving very fast in Europe. You see it moving in California, particularly in the United States. You see it in South Korea. You see the Japanese, moving on this. Australia, moving on it. So we should now look at making sure that when they choose equipment, they choose, the fuel cells, they choose the electrolyzers that make use of our platinum group metals, because it is the most efficient. We know what it's all about, but there's a lot of competition building up, so we need to really focus on marketing ourselves.
Thanks for speaking with us, Martin.
Thanks, Ashni.
That's it for today. Join us again next week for more news analysis on the local and global mining industries. To subscribe to Creamer Media's Engineering News and Mining Weekly, please email subscriptions@creamermedia.co.za.